Hi, everybody. I am Kim from KimGonzalezCoaching.com and the Focus Your Time podcast and YouTube channel. Welcome to Kim Chat. We had a great weekend. We are trying to still accomplish 19 things before the 30th. My birthday's on the 31st. We've completed 12 so far. And we have 5 things scheduled for this week. So I'm going to need 2 more, and one of them is trying to find a horse to ride before the 30th. So if anybody knows where to find a horse, let me know. Today is about traveling with allergies. I don't know if you guys have allergies like I do. I grew up with allergies, and I got asthma later in life, and how I discovered it was I was hiking at Mount Rainier at Spray Falls, and I was struggling to breathe. I went really high. I was way high up, and I was with 2 girlfriends, and I just had to keep sitting down, which was so unlike me because I'm always full of energy and go, 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 but I just couldn't breathe. So I ended up going to the allergist, and he diagnosed me with asthma. This was a long time ago, and I actually at first refused to puff my inhaler because I didn't believe that I had asthma. I thought, how could I have asthma? I'm so healthy. But I didn't use it at first, and it was terrible. I was on another trail with Mark one time. I had the inhaler and I wouldn't use it, and I couldn't breathe. So I finally started using a daily inhaler, and it took about probably a week or 2 to really kick in. I had the highest dose possible. I lost my voice. But anyway, since then I have written a book about my experiences because I think I could say honestly that I'm about 95% better. When I was living in Redmond, I had a lot of allergies. I had a lot of asthma, and I would actually have to leave the house to go to a movie theater to be in an air-conditioned, somewhere where there was air conditioning, because I didn't have it back then, just so I could breathe. It was terrible. So I've learned a lot of things through the years. And so I wanted to share some of the things that I've done, and I have a checklist because one time I think I went to California and I forgot my inhaler, and I had to scramble to figure out how to get one, where to get one, who to call. And so I think that's what inspired this checklist that I've been adding to for a very long time, and I keep it in my luggage, and I also keep a bag of, it's like a red bag. I was keeping this. Now I just kind of keep the stuff that I really need in my purse. But I had a red bag, and it had all of this stuff in it, ready to go whenever I would travel. And I'll read you some of what's on my list. This is my husband's allergy season, and he has just got sinus issues and sneezing, and just it's the same thing every year. We keep a log, which I think I mentioned on another live. We keep an ailment log. And every season when we both get allergies, we write on this log. So it's a daily log that we keep to write down whatever's going on with us that day. And if I look through a couple years of it, I could see that this is his allergy season. So we do everything we can to handle that. And then mine is usually in fall. But mine haven't been bad. Now, when there's forest fires or something that we can smell, that really affects me. So cross your fingers that we don't get that this year. So I've got this list, and I'm going to read you some of the things that are on this list. And I also will put it in the comments at the end, and you can download it. Just put your name and email in, and you can download it. And it also has a link to the book that I wrote, Live Well with Allergies. So the first thing on the list, I put my allergist phone number, because I have had to call him when I'm away. And I actually, speaking of that, my allergist retired. I need a new one. But I've had asthma attacks at home, and I actually call, and he actually would talk to me right then and help me through the asthma attack. Because when I would get an asthma attack, I would also get anxiety because of the asthma attack, and it would make the asthma attack worse. That's just me. I don't know if everybody does that, but that's another reason for the list, to always have these things handy. So I put the allergist phone number on it, the pharmacy phone number, the prescription number for my inhalers, or whatever you're taking for allergies or asthma. If it's a prescription, put the prescription number, and then a destination contact number for when we're traveling. And then also, I it's very handy to have Costco as the person that fills my prescriptions, because there's Costco's everywhere. And so if I'm at a different Costco, they can fill it. So that's pretty handy, and that has worked for me a lot. I also keep the insurance card with me at all times, just in case, most of the times it's on my insurance. A peak flow meter, I have a couple of them. I have one at the house and one in the bag. And that's I don't know if you know what one is, but you blow in it and you measure your airflow, and it has a little, like a red, I don't know what you call it, a slider. And when you blow in it, it moves the slider. And when my doctor, when I'd be on the phone or when I'd go see him for a checkup, he'd say, "What is your peak flow? What's your reading?" And so I would tell him what the reading is. And normally it was pretty good, but sometimes it was a little low. So he would know how to treat me at that point. If you have a nebulizer, take that with you. I've used a nebulizer once, and that was in the doctor's office. But other than that, I haven't really needed one. Benadryl and other medication, that's on the list. So sometimes people need Benadryl for other reasons, like they get a bee sting or something. But always talk to your doctor about this stuff, and just pack whatever is necessary for your situation. So I pack my daily inhaler and my emergency inhalers. And I take a very small dose of a daily inhaler, probably for the last 25 years. Very small dose, like the smallest you can have, just one little puff a day. Sometimes it's every other day. Because like I said, I'm under control now. I can't go off of it yet. I would like to go off of it, but because there's still COVID and that going on right now, it was advised to me by my doctor not to try to go off it yet. So I'm just going to wait on that. It's only a tiny little dose. And then my emergency one, I hardly ever use, but I always have one with me wherever I go, and when I travel especially. Eye drops, a sinus spray, that stays in the bag. Also, you can bring, if you go to a hotel, you can bring Allergy pillow covers, and you can put those on their pillows. And then also you can bring small unscented cleaners of your own if the scent bothers you like it bothers me. And then also a good thing to have in your bag is Rescue Remedy. And Rescue Remedy I use for anxiety. So if I get asthma, sometimes I get anxiety. And I also use Rescue Remedy for when I fly. I'm not a good flyer. Get a bag that's like a bright color or red and have it in your luggage with all this stuff already in it. And then your checklist, you can laminate it if you want. And then you can pack that with the bag that you have. And then just keep it together all the time. And then make sure you have everything before you go. And then before you come back, make sure everything's in the bag. Now, when we go to hotels, we request a few things. I request a lot of things wherever I go. But for the allergy type things, I ask for them to use unscented cleaners and no air fresheners. You know, the kind they plug in? Or what's that stuff, that Febreze stuff? Oh my gosh, I can't handle that. So I tell them, please no unscented cleaners. You know when you book your reservation online and they say, are there any special requests? Well, mine's always full. So like I said before, you can bring a bottle of your own cleaners if you need to clean while you're there, but I always ask for that. And I always try to get a room, of course, well, they all have air conditioners, but I don't like them because they're loud. If it's pollen season, normally if that's bothering us, I don't open the window, but if it's not, I want to have a window. I always ask if there's a window in the room where I can get some fresh air. And I also ask for a location not near the pool because chlorine fumes bother me and give me asthma. So the other thing I ask them is if they can air the room out 2 hours prior to, okay, let me say this again. I ask them to air the room out 2 hours prior to arrival so they can remove the scents. And then I also ask for a room that's not near gasoline, like near the parking lot where all the cars are, or fireplace fumes. One time we were in the San Juans and we were at a hotel and it was right in the marina and all the boat fumes would come in. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I never thought about that before. I don't figure it out till I've done it. And then of course it goes in my book. Okay, and then here's some more tips for home or for travel. Protect your eyes with good quality sunglasses. We have these sunglasses. In fact, Mark, we went to Cannon Beach and we went to the sunglass shop yesterday. And Mark wanted to get some glasses like I have. They're sunglasses, but they're very light. So it's like they don't really protect my eyes from the sun. But I wear them in the mornings when we're on a walk, when it's dark out, because it keeps all the pollen and everything out of your eyes. And also if it's freezing cold, it keeps the cold air out of your eyes. They're really great. So he got some and he just used them this morning and loved them. Air out the car when you can. If there's scents in there, or if Mark decides to clean the car and he uses a scent, I said, can you just air it out before I get in it? And then also wear your hair in a ponytail if you can't. Like I can't, there's no hair here to put in a ponytail. But if you wear your hair in a ponytail on high pollen days, that helps. And also don't wear hair gel because that attracts pollen. I don't know if you know that. That's in my book too. And shower before going to bed, and rinse or wash your hair so you don't bring the pollen to bed. And then also set your air conditioner to recirculate. I think it's called recirculate, or maybe circulate. But anyway, one of those to keep the indoor air as pollen free as possible. So that's what I wanted to share today. And again, I will put a link for you to download the allergy checklist in the comments. And when you download the checklist, there's a link for the book as well. And that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some helpful information. And I guess I'll let you go now. I hope that you have a great week. And I will see you next week at the same time. All right? Have a good week. Enjoy it. Bye.